Boys, Record of Ragnarok chapter 59 in the English translation has finally dropped. It took a lot longer to release this month than really any other month from my knowledge. The reasoning, I believe, is the original group who translated it, Orang Scans, may no longer be working on it or don't even exist anymore. From my knowledge is a few people who were part of that group created a new group for Record of Ragnarok and other manga to translate. So it's pretty much the same people, just under a different name from my knowledge. Regardless, chapter 59 was fully dedicated to Huang's second backstory. We already got to the story regarding his martial art in fighting a god. This one's more so dedicated to him as a kid, being considered the cursed child, and of course it is quite a tragic backstory, including reveals about his eyes and why he actually takes damage. All of that is pretty much explained throughout his backstory as well, which I'll get into throughout today's video. But if you're new here and enjoy Record of Ragnarok, make sure to hit that subscribe button, it's greatly appreciated. Now let's get into it. So the first major part of Huang's backstory is that he was initially abandoned by his father and mother. This is at the age of 2, with his father being part of the royal family. As such, this made Huang a prince, but do take note his name wasn't Qin Shi Huang at this point, but I'm just going to be calling him that throughout today's video for simplicity. But from the age of 2 all the way to 7, he was pretty much imprisoned due to the wars going on and people trying to rise to power, so most likely he could have been used as a bargaining chip or a tool if the people who captured him ever needed to. However, we see something quite strange. When the guards talk about wanting to kill him, he just smiles and thanks both of them. And then we get the introduction of this new character who goes by the name Chuyan, I believe, probably butchered that, who is his new caretaker or bodyguard, which, you know, extra thick MILF? Yes sir. No complaints from me whatsoever. But everyone in this town pretty much despises Huang for what his father actually did. So he's getting punished for something he has no involvement with, as he was abandoned at the age of 2. Isn't even aware of what happened, but all these people in the town despise him, have all this hatred towards him, and we see this pretty crazy looking panel of him actually absorbing all this hatred, all the malice towards him being absorbed into his body, and him physically taking damage from this, with us shortly after that getting the reveal about how Huang's considered the cursed child. He talks about that one day, whenever he saw someone get injured or they felt hatred towards him, he started to get scars on his own body. So for example, when he would see someone get cut, he would get that same cut with this curse, or whatever you want to call it, known as mirror touch synesthesia, I believe. Which is actually kinda a real thing, but kinda expanded on and kinda supernatural in this, you know, instance regarding Huang. So due to everyone in this town having hatred towards him, he has had to deal with insane pain for pretty much his whole life while in this town due to this strange curse he has. So yeah, you just gotta feel bad for my dude at this point, with him actually falling unconscious due to all this pain. But this is where the, you know, MILF becomes a mother figure for him, tells him to let it all out, and then actually presents him with a blindfold later on, his actual blindfold that he still has in the fight against Hades, which actually stops him from having this effect. That's why he has the blindfold and everything like that. And then eventually they actually get along, they have a good time, and Huang actually has fun or has happiness in his life for the first time ever. With this lasting for 2 more years, so Huang is now at the age of 9. Due to various deaths, Huang has been appointed or is considered the prince and next in line to the throne due to various deaths and him being related to royalty, everything like that. As such, he's no longer considered, you know, a slave or someone who's in prison, so he needs to be taken to the capital, I believe. And while being taken there, we have people here to try and assassinate him, which results in the lady being killed trying to save Huang. She does, you know, be pretty badass and actually take out all these guys like a one-man army. Also using a similar stance to what Huang uses at the end of this chapter, which is a pretty nice touch. But she ends up dying. We get a little bit about her backstory, how her son ended up dying, which of course broke her, everything like that. She was in a depression, but when she ended up meeting Huang, she stopped caring about all of that and changed for the good. Telling Huang as her final words that a kid like him who understands other people's pain should become king and actually change this world, which Huang of course takes to heart after she dies and uses her final words as motivation, ending up becoming king at the age of 12, I believe. And then 25 years after becoming king, he was able to unite all of China and become the first emperor. So that is everything I'm hoping we get regarding Huang's backstory. I don't think we need any more. We got two pretty decent backstories. Huang being more and more of a likable character as the chapters go on. Definitely being favoured a lot more in this fight compared to Hades. We haven't really got anything from Hades apart from him wanting revenge for his brother Poseidon. But to be fair, who really cares about Poseidon? So yeah, feels bad to Hades. Hopefully next chapter or sometime in the future before this fight ends, we get some reveals regarding him. But I enjoyed Huang's backstory. Quite tragic, and yeah, I enjoyed it for the most part. Definitely one of the better backstories, if I'm being honest. Not the best I would have to say so far, but definitely on the higher end. Let me know your thoughts on that down below. But in the final panels of the chapter, we have a quick exchange between Huang and Hades, with Hades working out what's going on with Huang, saying, "I see, so you feel even the pain of others." And of course, Huang had to reply with a great comeback. "It's precisely because I know the pain of others that I am the greatest king." So it always happens to one-up Hades throughout this fight, even when they're talking to one another. And yeah, that is the end of the chapter. I'll probably make a dedicated video sometime this month talking about why I currently believe this fight's going to be the first draw of the tournament. But do take note, the leaks for the next chapter actually come out in 10 days, which is going to be pretty hype. In short, a new waifu has appeared, so that's pretty cool, the more the better. Huang's tragic backstory fully explored, an explanation, understanding regarding him taking damage from seeing his opponent take damage, everything like that. His insane will to keep pushing forward, pretty respectable, and yeah, can't wait to see where this fight goes. Still praying Hades gets a full backstory, but we'll have to see what happens. Maybe he'll get done like Zeus and get like, I know, 5 pages or something like that, something quick. I'm hoping it's longer because Hades has been quite mysterious throughout this fight. But that should be everything for Record of Ragnarok chapter 59. Hope you enjoyed. It wasn't too long of a video as it's just majority a flashback, not really much to talk about. Hope you enjoyed. Check out all the other stuff in the description, and shout out to these absolute mad lads who support the channel via the Patreon. But yep, that's it guys. Peace.